Yo, what's up, everybody? It's March 14th, 2021, and this little weekly outlook video. I think it's going to be a huge week. One thing to keep in mind is that the stimulus bill officially got signed, which was $1.4 trillion. So who knows where it's coming from, but those stimulus checks or whatever digits are supposed to go into people's bank accounts this weekend. Will the market rally off that? I think so, probably. So we'll see. I'm predicting some pretty high risk off action coming in, and I have a sneaking suspicion that this could be a really good scenario for buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So that means this has been pumping up the markets. Now, once the news passed, I mean, there's not really anything left. So we could see that big dollar rally that I've been talking about, and some other things starting to materialize. So that's something I want to talk about this week. And also got Kamron on the call with me. Kamron's in my accelerator group and great trader. I've been mentoring him for years now, and also helps me in there get people onboarded, helps with some of the calls, and is just an all-around awesome guy, great trader, and is going to start helping me more and more with my analysis here. So what's up, Cam? You on there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for the introduction. So, yeah,
Yeah.
happy to be here. Happy to be here. Happy to help you out. Some people in the VIP are already familiar with me. People in the elite group know who I am. So, yeah, it's good to finally get out here on these videos and get involved a bit more. But yeah, grateful to be here. And yeah, as Clay said, I've been under his mentorship since 2019 now. We met in London when you come over to see all your UK students, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people in the group probably I've already met. So yeah, excited to get going.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing this with me, dude. It's gonna be great. And yeah, we're prepping for this, and we're talking about the pound, and then I was looking at euro pound. So like, when I'm looking at, hey, what's going to go on with GJ this week, or what's going to go on with GU, I personally really like to look at EG as a barometer for pound strength, right? And so we had this massive breakdown. We're at this diagonal support trend line, and this looks like a perfect breakdown zone. So I want to just start with EG as a potential pair that I actually like to trade it a lot, but I don't talk about it too often on these videos. So this looks like a really good scenario as we're moving sideways here. You can see on this super awesome secret indicator that I've been working on building. So I'll give you all more information about that in the future. So stay tuned, but you can see we have some big divergences here, and this really caught my eye, this big spike low, and we moved up and then retested this area, and it seems like we're in a bit of a consolidation right here. I was trying to highlight it, but this area right here, which we've kind of broken out above, and I think the potential for us retesting this zone. Cameron's a big supply and demand trader. What do you see here, man, when you look at this?
So like I said before the call, it looks like a great buy. But the only thing I really don't like about it is the equal bottoms. So the people who know me know that I like to trade based off supply and demand and liquidity. So yeah, underneath there, you got to think how many people's stop losses are there, how many retail traders are trading this as support. Just looking at that a lot, how many times that's been tested, 4 or 5 times. It's only a matter of time before that breaks. So I think it's a great buy personally, but I would like to see the support get broken first before they're looking for a buy, just because it then clears the market for the people with the big money to make their moves and take out all the retail traders. You got to think also there's going to be breakout traders below there who have got sell stops. So triggering them in the game
Right.
into a
They just
sell.
take it both ways.
Yeah, they trigger. So they take off the buy stop losses, and then they'll trigger the sell stops, and then go the other way and take them out as well. So yeah, I do agree it's a great buy, but I just don't like how equal them lows are there. Man.
Yeah, I agree. So, this is something I'm gonna be looking for this week, especially with once this does materialize, if it does, say we take out this area right here, take it out, and then false breakdown. Anybody that's in the VIP group knows false breakdown typically leads to a breakout. And so just like you said, we break those lows, people get short down here, they're like, oh shit, this huge trend line's breaking, and then we take it back up, which
There's so much room for the upside as well here.
yeah, man, like, and then you go up here and you see these areas of interest here and up here, which could be a really great huge target. I mean, we're at 8, that's 500 pips. So and looking at this here, we're starting to fill the other way. So I think it could be a good play, maybe after one dip lower, like you said. So, but once that does happen, then, I'm always looking at correlations. And so, say we break down here and then push back up, my mind is like, okay, what's going to be going on with the pound, which that would correlate pretty nicely here. Sorry about all the stuff on my screen. So this was our GU trade last week. We hit 100 pips in the VIP, 120 pips in the VIP group on this, and
that was awesome.
Yeah. And so you can see, just like you were talking about, we have new liquidity going on here, and these highs right there.
Yeah.
I think it can make a pretty good scenario, keeping in mind what I just said about EG. With it being a barometer for pound strength. Say we take out these highs here, the pound takes out those lows on EG, and we close out these positions here, and that would clear the way pretty well for this to materialize in GU. What's your thoughts on cable?
Well, like you just said, with the idea that the lows on euro pound are going to get smashed, indicating pound strength, then this setup here pretty much correlates with that. I'm looking at EU for a similar sort of setup, and I know they don't correlate near on perfect, but they're pretty similar. So yeah, that matches my bias. I think this week's going to be a big week for the dollar in general. Especially with the stimulus package and whatnot being priced in. But yeah, I've got a similar outlook for EU. So
I turned on screen share if you'd like to share your.
Okay, cool. Let's have a look. There we go. See that all well?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I cleared my charts completely before the call, and we sent out a message just before the call asking, the VIP members and some of our free group members what pairs they're looking at this week. And a lot of people said GU and EU. So might as well start on GU after you've just gone through that. So on the weekly, we could see, it's good to do top-down analysis. We can see this wick here. We've wicked into this big area of supply and have started to drop down. So my next line of thoughts with how I trade is, where are there gaps in the market? Where is there supply and demand? Right now, I can't see too much in terms of that, so I'll drop down even more. The daily seems to be looking to try and make lower lows and lower highs. And if we go on to the chart you were just looking at in terms of these highs being broken, that could bode well for creating a new lower high up here on the daily, which would line up with so this gap in the market. Clay teaches it in the MMP as imbalance IPAs, inefficient price action. You might have heard of it before, but it's basically this gap here, which lines up pretty perfectly with these highs that we could see on the hourly. So break up above there looks very, very feasible. with Fibonacci's attached. We'll have a little look at what sort of ratio we'll be looking at. So from high to swing low. Matches pretty perfectly with the gold and Fibonacci zones of the 61.8 and the 50. So yeah, I mean, looking for a buy into that sort of area on GU could be a great play. Me myself, I'm more of a smaller time frame guy, but looking here on the 4 hour daily and hour, this could be an awesome play. So I guess looking for a buy up into those areas is the next question. So if I drop down onto the 30-minute,
141 is a nice, pretty number too, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So if I just bring it all together, I like to be nice and neat. So the yellow box is the daily inefficient price action marked out here. The 4 hour, there's even more up there. So if you really wanted to, you could extend it. And laying in there, if you look right, is the 1.41. If I just highlight it out. So around here, 141. Yes, it doesn't line up with the golden fibs, but there's a big bit of daily imbalance. It's a huge number. There's going to be a ton of orders laying there. So that could be a great target for any longs to then look for a short position off of the daily supply and 4 hour supply with the fibs and the IPA. So like I said, the next question would be, how can we buy into that?
Huge confidence.
Yeah. There's a lot going for us there in terms of, price is going there. So how's it going there? How can we get in with price on the journey up? So, I mean, Friday's ending, we were just making lows after a huge bull run, lower highs. And then we got a structure break. This dip down here, to my eye and how I like to trade, takes out a nice area of liquidity. So there's going to be stop losses down here, money taken. And then we got a break back up above where the push started, so which was here. So for me, I guess a nice trade would be anywhere from in this entire area to look for a buy, just because we've had equal lows and stop losses taken. We've then had a breaker structure. We've been having lower lows and lower highs. We're now getting, higher highs and higher lows. Trying to catch the next higher low in here somewhere could be a great play if I had the fibs. You're looking anywhere in there. I love my fibs. I know Clay loves his fibs. I've learned a lot about fibs from you. So catching a buy from in here and targeting up there would be a great play. And it coincides with your euro pound. What do you think about that? Does that make much sense?
Oh yeah, nailed it for sure. Absolutely.
So yeah, I'll be looking for a play like that. People that know me in the accelerator and VIP, I like to keep an eye on the 5 minute in particular throughout the day. So if this formulates within New York hours, maybe London hours, but New York hours, seeing as it's a dollar cross pair, then I'll be looking to take this buy up.
It'll be a little of a unique market open too, I would say, going into Monday. So might even want to I would kind of recommend chilling out for a lot of people because of this whole, stimulus deal. So
you got to think as well, all these big banks and people with the money have already priced in the effects of this stimulus. So I am probably expecting a couple of gaps come Monday, big ones, or market opens. But yeah, you're totally right. If it might even be worth sitting out in the entirety of Monday on dollar pairs anyway.
Yeah, and that actually reminds me, I'll share my screen of how that could be a mega smoke screen, which, in the accelerator group, people were talking about, or on the last call, we were talking about, news and how that relates to some of the banking stuff going on. And you got to look at CAD yen here. All the yen pairs are just so bullish right now. Almost, say pretty overcooked, right? But they can keep going. And, this is like, how far would we could we potentially go? This is a short position I took right before the market closed, and which I wouldn't be surprised to see us go back the other way. So that's the thing, like with all the stimulus and stuff, I'm not going to say get aggressively short the yen, but it could be a really good time. Like I said, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? We might see a big gap up to the upside here.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to continue getting long here and then take the price back the other way, you know.
Could be a nice top form in there to sell and hold.
Right. Yeah.
Some sort of retracement.
Yep. GJ here, of course, has been relentless, you know, for a long time. Long time it's been bullish. But I think we could be coming to a close, right? We see one last big, massive spike up, especially with this news. People start getting even more long here. We take out, you know, we've already taken out 152.
Yeah.
152.50 maybe, 153. We're not that far away at this rate. Why not, really? But look at this, right?
Yeah. What's the weekly looking like?
What's up?
What's the weekly looking like?
Yeah. You know, weekly looks like it hadn't even started.
Yeah.
You know, but due for a pullback, I
Yeah.
would say. I mean, we've taken out these highs. Take out 154, 156. But
Could
you
be
know,
coming for 155. That's a nice number.
yeah. And you know, the thing is we've got a lot of momentum, a lot of bullish momentum right now, you know. Yeah. And it's good to get back, and a lot of times I don't do enough, you know, checking out what's happening on the weekly candle.
Yeah. It's something I've sort of adopted recently, just because these sort of time frames, the weekly, the daily, the monthly, they're very much less susceptible to manipulation. You know, the guys who run the markets, we look at the same charts as them in terms of the weekly and daily and the monthly. You know, they can't change them as much as the 1 minute, 5, 15, etc. So
Right.
in terms of spotting like liquidity and highs and lows, I've started to really take note of weekly especially, and daily for my bias, just because not very manipulated, them charts. We're looking at the same ones that the big ballers have, if you'd like to call them that. There's liquidity that's taken. You know, next stop is the next high up, where there's equal highs there again.
Yeah, here and here and here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that could really, you know, at the end of the day, stimulus or not, banks knew where they were taking this anyways. It's not like, it's just really just a smoke screen.
Yeah.
And so take this out. People are like, oh man, we broke resistance, and you know, might not happen immediately, but just something to keep in mind with the bullishness of all this risk on that is going to be coming in. Super quick, more than likely, we'll see. So that kind of brings me to the dollar index here, which we've been covering it a lot in the accelerator, so it looks like a bit of a mess, but
Xander's a pro at the dollar index.
Yeah. And so this is a good look at it on this daily chart, right? And you can see made a nice Wyckoff here schematic, and this is what I was talking about on Thursday's call. We've broken down, right? We've broken above all these resistances. We formed a bit of a bottom here, and now, you know, we bounced off this level here, right? Close this IPA out.
Yeah.
And if we open up with some dollar weakness, which I think we definitely might, and could easily happen.
I That's what I'm looking for, a bit of dollar weakness
Yeah.
to start the week.
It's going to create a great scenario. Say we retest this area here.
Yeah.
And that's going to create a huge scenario for us to go higher, right? Stimulus comes in. Then by Monday or Tuesday, inflation start. All it has to happen is like the Fed saying they're starting to look at inflation, and then the dollar's going to really drastically strengthen. So, I mean, is that going to happen in the next 2 days? Probably not, but really it doesn't matter. I think that as long as we stay above this accumulation here, retest this 91.20 level. If we break down out of here, we could go down, retest 90. We could go down to 88 for sure. But that would correlate pretty well with dollar Mexican peso that we trade an awful lot in the accelerator group.
Yeah.
You can see we made this big push up, trading below here, and say this dollar weakness comes in early, we break down and then retest these levels of support here, would create an excellent buying opportunity for when the dollar potentially gains strength, because don't forget to look at the long-term picture here, right? This looks like a reversal, and it doesn't matter what, in my mind, it really doesn't matter what method or strategy that you have for breaking down the market. We were making continual lows, now we're making continual highs, and this is setting up nicely for next run higher. So pretty similar for dollar CAD as well, which we have. This could take out, and I think it's going to, especially now with this stimulus news. I thought we were going to stop at 125. We're trading at 124.75. I think we could take out, retest this 127, maybe even this 161.8, which would be a great target.
That just kept dropping on Friday.
What's up?
That just kept dropping on Friday. There was some CAD news, I'm pretty sure, if I remember that come out, and then boom, it plummeted.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at 1.25 as well, but I was waiting and watching. It hit 125 and just went straight through it.
Look where this 161.8 is, 123.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's 160 pips away, right?
Yeah.
That might be a nice one to jump in on the sell side early and take advantage of incoming dollar weakness before this change, if it does materialize, happen. So that's kind of what we're thinking, guys. It's going to be a great week. If you want to join us, if you want to be a part of the team, click the link below to get started. Kamron, thanks for hopping on, buddy. I appreciate it.
No worries. Happy to be here, and I look forward to the future calls.
Cool. All right, man. Well, let's crush it this week, everybody. Click the link below, get started, and can't wait to see you in the group. Peace.